Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Wednesday, March 29, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Milwaukee Bucks vs Indiana Pacers. Indiana's season has quickly faded and it is essentially out of the running for a playoff spot. The Pacers have lost 5 of their last 6 games, failing to cover the spread in all 5 of those losses. They are not competing without Haliburton on the court and he will be out again on Wednesday. Milwaukee has won 16 of its last 20 games and is on its way to clinching the top seed in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks have dominated Indiana in recent years, winning 10 of their last 11 games, and they have also covered in 12 of the last 16 meetings. Our team pick is Milwaukee to cover. Taking the over in this matchup for a couple of reasons. Last time these teams faced off, they went over this exact total by 25.5 points. Granted, the Pacers won and hung up 139 points, which will probably not happen again, but these teams do have a history of going over when playing each other. They have gone over in their past 4 meetings overall and in 4 of their past 5 meetings in Indiana. Furthermore, the Bucks have gone over in their past 5 games when coming off a day's rest and have gone over in 4 of their past 5 games against teams with a losing record. The Pacers have also been going over a ton, having gone over in their past 4 games overall, their past 4 Wednesday games, and in their past 4 games at home against a team with a winning record. Besides the abundant amount of trends pointing towards the over, in terms of gamma play, expect the Bucks to hang up some points, with them averaging 116.8 points per game, and the Pacers allowing opposing teams to average 118.7 points per game on the season. The Pacers are not as impressive on offense, however expect them playing at home to give them some momentum and a little more production on offense, as they should keep the game fairly close until the end. For these reasons, I am confident in taking the over for this matchup. Our total pick is over 236.5 points. Miami Heat vs New York Knicks. New York has covered the spread in 12 of its last 18 and will have the advantage on Wednesday. New York will be playing at home, while Miami will be playing the second half of a back-to-back with both halves on the road. Miami has failed to cover the spread in 5 of its last 7 played on the road, and the Heat have failed to cover the spread in 16 in the last 23 overall. Miami is last in the NBA in scoring at 109.1 points per game, 26th in field goal shooting percentage, and 27th in three-point shooting percentage. New York is 2-1 straight up and against the spread in 3 meetings this season against Miami. Both teams are relatively healthy with only a few players questionable. Our team pick is New York Knicks. Both Miami and New York sit bottom 10 in terms of pace, but there are paths to points here for both squads. New York has struggled at times to hold opposition off the offensive glass and has been susceptible to the outside shot, an area in which Miami has no reservation getting shots off. Miami has struggled on the glass, which leaves the door open to an aggressive rebounding Knicks squad. Each team also takes care of the basketball, which should result in high-quality possessions. The total has gone 5-1 in the last 6 between these two, and we'll look for that trend to continue here. Take the over 224.5 points. Dallas Mavericks vs Philadelphia 76ers. One of the best teams in the league against the spread takes on one of the worst teams against the spread. Philly has covered 58.1% of their games this season, which is 3rd best in the league behind only Oklahoma City and Milwaukee. On the other hand, Dallas covers 39.7% of the time, ahead of only Miami. Philadelphia is returning home after a West Coast road trip and will show up for this primetime game. Embiid will look to bolster his case for MVP by putting up a big performance on national television. Dallas is thin inside, and Powell is not a strong enough defender to slow down Embiid in the post. Christian Wood is a good scorer, but not a strong defender, as Embiid will find success matching up with him as well. Dallas is coming off a win, but Indiana was without their best player, Haliburton. Dallas is still only 3-7 in their last 10, and Philly will take advantage of their weaknesses around the rim and get the win. Take Philly to win and cover. Two of the slowest teams in the NBA are meeting on Wednesday, as they each have a player who dominates the ball in isolation situations. Doncic slows down the game for Dallas, as he controls the ball most of the possession, looking for the best look. Philadelphia also uses the time to get Embiid in scoring position. Neither team pushes the tempo as they both favor half-court sets to score. Philly is 27th in tempo, and Dallas is 28th. This game will be played in the half-court. Dallas has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, and Philly has gone under in 4 of their last 5. Follow the trends here. Take the under. Houston Rockets vs Brooklyn Nets. The Houston Rockets come along at the right time for the Nets, who are desperately trying to lock down the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. They badly need a win and will get an easy one here. The Rockets are going through the motions at this point, and as they are on the last game of an East Coast road trip before heading home, their thoughts may be elsewhere. Meanwhile, the Nets should be locked in as they need to win games down the stretch to avoid having to compete in the play-in tournament. Also, the Rockets have been a bad bet, as they have lost 5 of their last 6 against the spread. Take the Nets to cover. The Brooklyn Nets are hanging on for dear life in their quest to lock down the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, which would guarantee them a spot in the first round of the playoffs. But they have definitely made it hard on themselves as their once big lead over 7th place Miami has evaporated. The Nets have lost 6 of their last 7 games to fall to 40-35 with 7 games left. They are tied with the Heat. The Rockets are playing for a top lottery pick at this point, as they have the second worst record in all of basketball at 18-58. After winning a surprising 3 straight earlier this month, the Rockets have come back to earth, losing their last 6 games. This is the final game of a road trip that has featured back-to-back losses to Memphis, along with losses to the Cavs and Knicks. The Knicks pummeled the Rockets on Monday night, 137-115. This game was never close as the Knicks shot 58% from the floor and drained 17 threes. Emmanuel Quickley is quickly becoming a star, as he had his best game as a pro with 40 points and 9 assists. The Rockets were led by Kevin Porter Jr., who had 26 points, while Jalen Green added 19 points. Another legacy player, Kenyon Martin Jr., added 18 points for the Rockets. Our total pick is the over. Los Angeles Clippers vs Memphis Grizzlies. I'm expecting Morant to play on Wednesday, as I'm expecting him to sit out on Tuesday night versus Orlando to rest his thigh. That should give Memphis a significant boost versus LA, which will be without George in this matchup between playoff contenders. If he does indeed play, I predict that the Grizz will sustain their momentum with a clear-cut win over a Clippers squad that's been inconsistent as of late, dropping games to New Orleans, Oklahoma City, and Orlando. Memphis is the superior defensive team, takes better care of the basketball, and has the advantage in the rebounding department. At home, I expect the Grizzlies to push the pace with Ja leading the way, forcing the Clips into a higher scoring game than they can afford to be in. Our team pick is Memphis covers. The Clippers are 40-36 overall this season. They are in 5th place in the Western Conference this year. They are currently holding a 1-game lead over the play-in games. Los Angeles has won 3 of their last 5 games entering Wednesday night. Los Angeles defeated 124-112 on Monday, March 27th. The Clippers led for the majority of the game and for the entirety of the second half. Los Angeles shot 59.3% from the field and 50% from behind the three-point line. Nicholas Batum led the team with 24 points on 8 for 10 shooting, which all came from behind the three-point line. Memphis is 48-27 overall this season. They are currently in 2nd place in the Western Conference, which puts them just 3 games out of 1st place. They have clinched the division and a playoff spot already. The Grizzlies have won 7 straight games entering Wednesday night. They have also won 10 of their last 11 games. In their latest game, Memphis defeated Orlando 113-108 on Tuesday, March 28. Memphis led the entire game with their largest lead being 23 points. The Magic came from behind the late, but the Grizzlies shot 47.7% from the field and 35.3% from behind the three-point line in the win. Desmond Bane led the team with 31 points on 8 for 19 shooting. The defense for Memphis will force the Clippers into tough shots, and with the Grizzlies going deep into their bench on Tuesday night, they should have enough players to play at full strength against the Clippers. The under is 4-1 in the Clippers' last 5 Wednesday games. The under is 4-0 in the Grizzlies' last 4 Wednesday games. Take the under 235.5 points on Wednesday night.